My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my favorite PrizePicks entries for UFC Vegas 76. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than the numbers you see on the screen, and if you are correct, you can 10 times your money. They will even give you free money to play this. All you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, use promo code WWP, and they will instantly match your deposit. If you give them $5, they'll give you $5. If you give them $100, they'll give you $100. Take the free money, build yourself an entry. If you're wrong, who cares? It was free money. And if you're right, well, you have even more free money. Just use their money. wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. That promo code is WWP. Let's jump in and build ourselves an entry. Every week, this gets a little tricky, right? Their lines are getting a little sharper. So it is very important to check them out instantly, right? The minute they drop on Tuesdays or Monday afternoons, you should be looking at them, seeing if you can go ahead and get a line before it moves. I'm about to give you three. One line has moved, but I'm still good with the movement. So it is important to stay tuned. If you're a premium member, turn on your alerts so that when I hit my PrizePicks, you can get the link to your phone. You can even use the link to tail my exact entry. This way you don't have to worry about the line moving. Anyway, let's start with significant strikes. I don't normally like significant strikes because it is a subjective number. There's literally a person watching me like, that was significant, that wasn't significant. And then styles factor into it, right? Depending on how much wrestling is evolved. Like this significant strike stat relies more on the opponent than most of these other lines. But I do like one of these numbers here. First, let me show you ones I don't like. Joanderson Brito, 27.5. I mean, he could take this dude's head off clean, 3 strikes in, right? Bruno Ferreira, he's an interesting one because he has a couple of knockouts, but he does have some high numbers. The more on 25.5 is probably solid, honestly. But again, he can knock this dude's head off inside 30 seconds, and you don't get anywhere near it. I am going to grab the Bruno Ferreira one, though, because if you look at his fight with RoboCop and some of the others, he's right there. And his opponent, Nursultan Ruzaboyev, is pretty tough, is a grappler. Like, he's not, I don't think he's a guy that's going to get knocked out in 5 seconds and be put out there. So we should be able to get past 25.5. That's also why we're going to do the broader payout option here so we can get one wrong and still get paid. Michael Morales should get past that, but like a lot of these numbers are super, super tough. The one that I do like is less than 62.5 significant strikes on Ivana Petrovic because this is going to be a grappling match. She's going to be shooting. She's going to be looking to wrestle. She wants this on the ground. She doesn't want to be standing. So I don't see her getting to this strike number. And if you dig into Luana Carolina, she's not giving up numbers like this to people that have taken her down. She's given up numbers like this in kickboxing matches, but not in MMA fights where somebody's looking to take her down. So I like the less on Ivana. We're going to go ahead and do the more on Bruno as well. If we go to fight time minutes, nothing that I really loved here. Renat probably goes to a decision, but I'm not going to guarantee that with the 14.75 minutes. Bruno Ferreira, 5 minutes. Nursultan's tough. This could definitely get to the second round. Sean Strickland, the reality is over 18.5 fight minutes is probably the way to go here, but Abu Magomedov might be that guy. He might be that guy. So let's just go ahead and leave that alone. Joanderson Brito, these are super tough. I don't like any of these. If we go to takedowns, this is another somewhat tough one. Alexander Romanov looked like an absolute bum, just a straight up bum in his last fight. So am I going to count on this guy to get 3 takedowns? Probably not. Ivana, unproven. We already got the strike line. I like the strike line more, so we'll leave that alone. Carol Rosa should get over 1.5. She should get there. She may not need it, though. She does have good striking. She does have good power. We'll leave that alone as well. Joanderson Brito may not need a takedown. Melissa Gatto. These are all super tricky. What I do like with fantasy score here, typically what I like to do with fantasy score is who is juiced that I think loses. Alexander Romanov, I mean, we're going to leave that alone because there's too many unknowns here. Garam is probably an under as well because I think he wins, but I don't think he's going to knock out Elves Brenner per se. I think he's going to beat up Elves, land a million punches, but not get a finish, so we won't get that finish bonus. But one that I do like is under Sean Strickland. If you're a premium member, you got 106.5 fantasy points that I played the less on. They've lowered that line, so we were ahead of that line movement. It is now 103.5. I think Sean Strickland loses this fight. But even if he doesn't lose, all he does is throw strikes. And most of them aren't even significant. So he needs to land a lot of punches to get to this fantasy score. For the most part, winners will get past whatever their number is, but I'm going to do the less on Sean Strickland for those reasons. And we're going to go back to significant strikes because I do like the Rinat Fakhretdinov more number. He has had 2 fights in the UFC. He's gotten past this number in both of those fights. And Kevin Lee is tougher than both of those guys. If Kevin Lee was a bum that Rinat might be able to get out of there, then yeah, let's say yes. But he's not. He's super tough. He's a gritty guy. 40 significant strikes. I think he gets over that. We'll go ahead. We'll throw $10 on the flex pay option because we don't know what's going to happen. It's MMA. I'm always going to do the flex pay, get that insurance. And if we go look at our entries, we just placed this one here. Let's take a look. Earlier, you'll see that Sean Strickland line, 106.5. We did the less on that. Guys, get your free money. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Make a deposit. Let them match it. Use promo code WWP and go build yourself a winning entry.